Transfer of learning. The process of applying acquired knowledge in different situations or contexts is called as transfer of learning. It is given by William James. Thus, sharing knowledge and information which is learned to other situations or settings is called as transfer of learning. Thus, the transfer of learning is nothing but transferring the learned instructions or set of skills, strategies or knowledge to the different areas of life or situations of the life. It is an integral part of learning. And the learning is always from birth to death. It is a continuous process which brings a permanent change in our behavior. Transfer of learning is using previously acquired knowledge and skills and proficiencies in a new learning or problem solving situations. So, similarities and analogies between the previous and actual learning context are known, which plays a key role in process of learning. Types of transfer of learning. We have plenty of types like positive learning, negative learning, zero transfer, bilateral transfer, proactive transfer, retroactive transfer, and lastly stimulus generating transfer of the learning. Let us see one by one. Transfer of positive learning. Example, bicycle riding makes the bike riding easy, or bike riding makes car driving very easy. Means if we learn one task, then it will be having positive effect on learning of next activity. So, one positively influences the other activity. That transfer of knowledge is called positive learning. Negative learning. One learning of task, okay, one task affects other task negatively. Example, being proficient at local language makes the person not very confident with learning in English as a foreign language. Otherwise, we can say, English proficiency can make the person not to be very thorough with the local language. So, your child is, for example, studying in English medium school only. Then your son or daughter may not be knowing the plenty of vocabulary in local language. So, one affects one task, learning one task affects negatively another, means that is a negative learning. One increases, another one decreases. Positive means both will be increasing. Coming to zero transfer. Learning volleyball has no effect on music. Here, while learning or transferring of the knowledge or information, we don't have either positive effect or negative effect. So, no relation between one game or music. Both are separate entities. Bilateral transfer of learning. Best example, if we are able to write with one hand, it is also possible to write with another hand. Means, if we learn any task by any part in our body, the same similar activity also can be done with other parts when there is a necessity. When the means demand, when there is a demand. So, for example, there is maybe accident to a person with the right hand where he cannot write. Then definitely the left hand will be taking that part, duty of that right hand and learning how to write. Because the necessity is mother of invention. Because there is no other way, the other hand also will be learning this. So, that is called bilateral. So, if one part does, another part also can does, because of the same activity, and those skills will be present in the body automatically. Proactive transfer of learning. Just like positive, we can say. Learning a new motor action influences the performance of learning a similar action in future. Example, just like positive only. Okay. If we learn typing on a typewriter, then it may be make us easy to work on the system, computer system in the future. That's the meaning. Retroactive means newly learned motor action impairs the previously learned action in the past. So, it is also just like negative only. So, what we learn now, this may be having negative impact on the previous one. Okay, that we may be forgetting. Okay. Then, for example, if the person is very excellent, okay, very well developed, excellent skills in one game, like cricket, this may not be having, okay, positive effect, rather than having the negative effect to learn the golf. Okay, so one act will be having negative impact on the another task. So the transfer of learning can be beneficial, which facilitates to learn better, or sometimes detrimental, means giving it impairs the other activity, that is influences negatively. Okay, interference with other activity, that is negatively. So both we can expect positive or negative things that we have to keep in mind for what we are learning and why we are learning. The stimulus generation and transfer of learning is identical and similar elements can be learned very easily and thoroughly, and the transfer of this knowledge is very easily with generalization of principle. For example, again same thing, typewriting we can say, because both are similar, just typing, okay, with fingers we have to do, and order also will be same, that is numerical or alphabets order will be same. Because they are similar and same type, then typewriting person can easily handle the keyboard at the system. So these are the few types of transfer of learning. Factors affecting the transfer of learning can be commitment. So we need to have the strong zeal or enthusiasm or goal. Then why we are learning and for what purpose, okay, what is the need of learning at that moment. Then alignment, compliance, context of learning means various situations, okay. Then social environment, motivational factors, integration of all these factors. Then intensity, technology means how we can use these technological aspects or advancements or updates. So the basic elements of transfer of learning are previous knowledge applied to learning. That is one aspect. So initially what we are doing, we are applying the previous knowledge to present, okay, applied in the new learning. Then old learning applied to new learning, that is one thing. Previous knowledge we are using, that is one thing. Then we are applying old learning to new learning, that principles or whatever it may be. Then learning applied to real life task or situations. These are the key aspects in transfer of learning or how we use the learning in our life. Coming to principles of transfer of learning, transfer involves the stimulus generation. So, but both stimulus should be same. Simple example is learning maths tables. The person who is very thorough with the maths tables can manipulate the numbers, calculations very easily. So, he will be becoming a genius at maths. Then response generalization. The both responses should be same. Again, this example can be response means keypad here, that is typewriter here, and keyboard on the system. Then situation generalizations. The situations of learning should be same to get the similar or same behaviors, patterns, results or adaptations. So, if the situations are same like pleasant, okay, comforting and without any distractions, then the learning also will be same. That is called situation generalization. So, the transfer of learning focuses that learning of one task may influence another task. So, transfer of learning should be done in an organized and proper way to improve the standards of learning and become more knowledgeable and wise in various contexts or situations of life. So, this is about transfer of learning. Thank you.